All right, y'all, a random video upload and not on my regular schedule, but when someone attempts to assassinate a former president and leading presidential candidate, it can throw things off. It can definitely throw things off. I need to talk about this. I need to get this off my chest. So that's what we're going to do. And I think maybe next Monday I'll do a more in-depth episode if we have new information, because we don't have very much right now, and what we do have is so fresh that it is subject to change. So I want everyone to keep that in mind. But who knows? We might not get any information because our government doesn't exactly have a solid track record when it comes to assassinations or assassination attempts and giving information to the public about that. So we will see. But if you somehow, some way, did not hear about it, don't know about it, there was an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump yesterday at his rally in Pennsylvania on July 13th, 2024. So here are the reports that we have so far. I'm going to go through those and then kind of go through some of the responses online that I just am flabbergasted by. We know that the shooter is dead. We know that one man that was in attendance is dead. One attendee was shot in the arm, and President Trump is safe. Now, again, these are just the initial reports. These are subject to change. When something like this happens, the first wave of information that comes out, a lot of it tends to be wrong because people don't know. We just don't know. So keep that in mind. These are just the initial reports. And one reason that I'm doing this is to keep a record of the initial reports, what we were initially told, because sometimes things change in a very weird way. So let's remember what we were initially told. So Trump narrowly missed being shot in the head. There's a couple different reports. One report says that it came from behind, grazed his ear, and that's when he went down. Another report says that what hit his ear was actually the bullet hit a teleprompter or something in front of him or to his side, and that ricocheted and glass from that object cut his ear. Another report, there is this photo going around, and I don't know what's real. We don't know. This is just what is on the ground currently. And I want to make that abundantly clear. There's a photo of Trump, and he's kind of looking over to his right like this, and there is what looks to be a bullet coming here. And people are saying had he not turned his head, then he would have gotten hit in the temple or somewhere near that region. So that's terrifying if true. It is also being reported that the shooter was on a rooftop with a clear view of the stage. How something like that was able to happen, how Secret Service did not catch that, how the police did not catch that, is another thing that we don't know. Hopefully this is something that will be investigated and brought to light. But again, our government doesn't have the strongest track record with this sort of thing, but it is strange what we are seeing as of today, which is July 14th, 2024. There are also reports coming out from people who were in attendance that they saw the shooter. They saw him crawling on the roof with a rifle. They tried to alert police on the ground. And then it gets fuzzy whether the police were trying to do something and were too slow, whether they were neglectful in their duties and didn't do anything. We don't know. We do not know how or why this man was not stopped prior to pulling the trigger. That's beyond. That is so beyond anything, any scope. It's more details to come, hopefully. Now, the shooter has reportedly been identified. I will not be stating his name on this channel. I do not want to use my channel or my platform to give to amplify the names or the identity of people who commit these kinds of heinous acts. All these people are looking for is notoriety and infamy, and I do not want to contribute to giving that to them. I have not always been the best about this in the past. It's something that I've kind of learned to do as I have been making content. So it's a standard that I do my best to uphold, and so that's not something, that is not information you're going to find. You can find his name elsewhere. You will not get it here, but this is what we do know about him. He was 20 years old, and he was a registered Republican. That is what we know as of today. Now, some of the media coverage coming out of mainstream media, such as CNN or the Washington Post or you name it, has been abysmal. Let's see here. One CNN article, and I think one of these CNN articles did get edited to say something else. But one says, Secret Service rushes Trump off of stage after he falls at rally. Another says, Trump rushed off of stage by Secret Service at Pennsylvania rally. The Washington Post said Trump escorted away after loud noises at rally. This is truly disgraceful reporting. This is sincerely disgraceful. Now, if I wanted to give benefit of the doubt, you could say, well, they were just trying to get a story out as quick as they could and they didn't know all the facts on the ground. Sure. I guess maybe I'm just a little bit jaded that I have serious doubts that all of a sudden CNN is being cautious about the kinds of stories they put out. Excuse me. I just have doubts about that. Now, another interesting reaction online was that there were certain things trending on Twitter, things such as, how do you miss? Or you had one job, things of this nature. And it was filled with people implying, you had one job and that was to kill him. How do you miss? And that is crazy. That's crazy. I'm flabbergasted. People have become so brain dead and so heartless because of politics that we no longer recognize humanity in each other. And that's part of the problem, right? Is the right is guilty of this as well. But I think at this current point in time, it is far more prevalent on the left of demonizing the other side. Trump is Hitler. His supporters are Nazis. We are all evil and we want to end democracy. This kind of rhetoric, it leads to people having certain ideas and taking certain actions. One other reaction that I saw that I think probably disturbs me the most was people were saying that this looked staged. They were saying that it was a BB gun or they were using rubber bullets or whatever. A man is dead. He went to this rally to support the political candidate that he believes is going to be the best choice for America. And for that, he is dead. And to say that this is staged is sickening. And it's also incredible. It's incredible because did we not just convict Alex Jones for saying things about Sandy Hooks along those same lines? And I am willing to bet that the people who are calling this staged are the same people who were rallying behind that conviction. So I'm just saying you might want to take a look in the mirror. There have been a couple government officials who have put out disgusting statements, one of which was London Lamar. She is a representative from the Tennessee State Senate. And she put out this statement. She said, "While I am praying for former President Donald Trump and hope he makes a full recovery, the extremism from the MAGA regime has brought us to this moment." And she, of course, deleted that tweet because that's sick. That's a sick thing to say. And by the way, many people would argue that it is the rhetoric of the Democratic Party that brought us to this moment, as I just laid out. All of the Hitler talk, all of the Nazi talk, all of the threats to our democracy. Some people would point to that, but we could sit here and point fingers all day. We really could. Representative Steve Woodrow from Colorado put out a statement reading, "The last thing America needed was sympathy for the devil, but here we are." And he didn't just delete his tweet, he deleted his whole account because that is, you guys, I don't often find myself speechless. It's happening more and more often because things are just getting absolutely insane. But this whole story, I felt like I was in shock yesterday. You look at how America was rocked when JFK was assassinated, and you can kind of understand the devastation that was felt, the fear that was felt watching your president get shot in the head. But I think yesterday, the majority of Americans, the majority of sane Americans really felt that. Whether you support Donald Trump or not, it was scary. It was very scary because that would be something that would have completely altered the path that we are on. It would have completely, you can't even put it into words. today would not be the today that we are having had Trump died yesterday. And that's terrifying. Now, I do want to say at the end of the day, this gunman alone is responsible for the actions that he took. However, the rhetoric that we are discussing today certainly did not help. It certainly didn't ease anything, right? And like I said, the thing that disturbs me the most are the people that are calling this a staged event, because a family lost a father yesterday. His name was Corey Comporador. He was a former fire chief. He was a hero. He was a father. He was an important member of this family. And his daughter put out a statement. I will put it on the screen now for you to take a look at. She talks about how they were all so excited to go to this rally together, but her dad was especially excited. And now their lives will never be the same. And it's so tough. It is so horrible. I think about my family. I think about my mom. There are no words that can be expressed to help this family right now, but I express my most sincere condolences. I am so heartbroken by this. And there are people who are saying, why don't we express the same sadness for a third grade classroom? I do. No matter the circumstance, situations like this are devastating. And if you don't have that basic empathy for other humans in situations like this, no matter what side of the political aisle they are on, you've gone too deep in the rabbit hole. You have lost a core element of your humanity, and that's scary. And I want to end this by talking about Destiny. He is a popular streamer who is known for his political takes, and he has just been putting out some horrific statements. And it's kind of a shame, because he is typically somebody who, while I disagree with him on most things, he's somebody who's willing to have the conversation, and he hears people, and he's the least obnoxious of those on the left or the right. He's not usually crazy, but this showed a lot of character. And he put out, this one's probably the worst. He put out a statement saying, "A person in the crowd cheering for and supporting a traitor to this country caught astray. I'm so sad, please." It goes back to what I was just saying. You have lost a critical piece of your humanity. It's absolutely astonishing. He put out more, "If I've offended anyone with my recent tweets, I'd like to make things right. DM me and I'll buy you a front row seat to Trump's next rally." I mean, just sickening things. Here's a whole conglomerate of stuff. I mean, at least you're too fat to miss, you subhuman, hypocritical piece of shit. Maybe it's the result of him repeatedly acting like a dictator. I'm conflicted on how I feel about the shooting, but I will chat about it on stream tomorrow. I mean, you can read, there's more on this page. It's abysmal. It's abhorrent. It's sad. Honestly, it's very sad to see people have such a lack of empathy. We're fortunate that Trump is okay and that he didn't catch a bullet, but he almost did, and that would have completely altered American history. But a father is dead, and that is worthy of putting your political ideology to the side for 1 second and expressing some sympathy and being a human. Our country needs prayer. Our country needs Jesus. This changes absolutely everything. And I pray that the right does not react with violence or retaliation. It's not the answer. It won't help. And all it will do is leave more families missing their loved ones. It's not the answer. It's not what we need to be doing. But that's all that I have for this today. If more comes out, we can revisit this on Monday. I am not convinced that more will come out. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we do get to the bottom of how this happened. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll actually talk tomorrow. I have an episode coming out tomorrow. So see you then.